Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signor, and it looks like that woman and her team must accept another big fat L as Team Johnny is winning yet again. Amber's team is now under fire for desperately demanding a retrial in misplaced cop-out. But it's even better than that. In this new motion that Team Johnny has filed, it proves yet again that she's lying, that she knew about this juror and was just keeping this in her pocket to use against her later. On top of that, she's leaking this information to the press and so much more. I want to break it down because I think it's important you guys know the full story now that the weekend has passed. Also, Johnny Depp has settled his other lawsuit. We're going to talk about what this means, why he did it. But first, let's go back. Got to go back to when Deadline published this on the 8th. This was Friday. Team Amber leaked this to the press before it was even really fully served to the courtroom. They put this motion in the press, and here is Deadline with the document before even Fairfax was able to release it. This was all to throw everything into chaos. Deadline, notoriously Team Amber. They look so stupid right now. But again, I guess everybody clicked out of anger. But they put this out there, and everybody was flipping out over the weekend. And they did it over the weekends because they knew people wouldn't be able to reply as quickly in the media. People are off. People are enjoying their weekends. Well, it turns out now that Johnny's replied, even Deadline had to do a follow-up piece. Johnny Depp rejects Amber Heard's frivolous aim to toss trial verdict as too little, too late. Pirate Star claims Aquaman star knew about jury discrepancy. Now, here, there's a big long motion where they really break down everything as they replied, I don't know why we're still doing motions at this point. Judge Penny has made it clear that this case is over and done with, yet Elaine and team just can't stop making this more and more complicated and messy. But there's one piece here I want to mention in the motion here, from Johnny's legal team. It says here, Miss Heard had access to the purported new facts months ago. In her supplemental memorandum, Miss Heard does not, because she cannot make any proffer as to why she could not have discovered the new facts until now. This is because the clerk's office provided the pre-panel jury list to the parties back in April 6th, more than 2 months ago, and 5 days before the jury was impaneled. In a rare moment of candor, Miss Heard admits that she was aware of the purported discrepancy in Juror 15's birth year from the very start of the trial. Juror 15 was clearly born later than 1945, not at 40. Miss Heard therefore concedes that she had more than enough time before the trial started and during the 6-week trial when at least 2 alternatives were available to investigate and discover the alleged new facts. Clearly, Miss Heard waived any right to allege new facts she chose not to investigate for so long, much less to demand extraordinary remedy of a mistrial. It's really sickening. Well, I mean, I can only assume this is her representation, so they speak for her. Elaine and Amber, I'm talking to both of you. This is sickening, and once again proves what we've always known all along, and why these people who are defending her blindly look so ignorant. And I just don't understand why we can't all just be like, all right, well, we figured this person out. It's done. Let's move on. No, she continues to have the press on her side, because look at this. This was then just thrown out in the media, and it was all over the place. Everybody reported this, and now while this one's got all the responses, this one not as much. 34 comments. It's 300 comments less. Nobody cares about the corrections. Sadly, that's the reality we live in, and Amber knows this. She's going to keep her team, her PR team, who she's paying clearly a fortune, is out there to just spin this up so the people who didn't watch the trial will continue to think, oh, well, I guess this was just two terrible people, and that poor woman, oh, what a sad day that she lost, is really how a lot of this is playing. So, yeah, that's why we're still reporting on this. That's why I still correct it, because once in a while, someone else in the algorithm finds this and they can find the truth. And that's why I ask you guys to share these stories, to get them out there still, because it's important we let the algorithm actually share the positive news still, and not this spin that Amber's throwing. And in fact, while I have you paying attention, I got one more favor to ask. Hit that subscribe button, will you? Check the bell for alerts. Make sure you are still subscribed, and smash the like button. You can also leave a comment down below to let me know your thoughts as you're watching. It helps the engagement of the video. But we got more news to go through. So yes, frivolous lawsuit. There's so much in the whole motion, etc. But as they go through everything, It's just, come on, it's over. We did it. We did it on the up and up. There's nothing scandalous. There's nothing chaotic. There's no reason for a mistrial. And through every lawyer I've talked to on LawTube here, no one is worried about this being taken up. I know a lot of you were over the weekend thinking, oh, this juror thing is going to mess things up. No, everyone, all the lawyers I spoke to were like, nope, deep breaths. This is a non-starter. And now Johnny's team has proven she knew. She knew it was a non-starter. She had every opportunity to do it during the trial, and she saved it. Why? Because she thought, well, this will be a good distraction later. Let's save anything we got. They're so sneaky. It's just infuriating. Now, on top of that, it's worth mentioning that, yes, Johnny has now settled the City of Lies. There was a crew member, a location manager, Greg Rocky Brooks, that was coming after Johnny, saying that Johnny had an altercation that was, not good. Now, Johnny settled this, and Rocky agreed to settlement terms, and now this is all done and over with. Some people might try to spin this in a certain way, but do you really think Johnny wants to go through another huge courtroom battle right now? I am not surprised at all. I don't blame him at all. This guy clearly wanted money and attention, and I'm going to show you the story a bit. This guy wanted money and attention. Johnny's like, whatever, give him the money. I refuse to give him the attention. It's time to move on. And I'm glad he did. It's over. It's done with. And I want to link, and I'll put this in the description as well. Brian Fella put together a very good link sort of breaking down this case in general. Rocky's allegations, and then the testimony from Emma Dandoff, who's a script supervisor, which, again, Brian's right, requires incredible detail. You have to remember everything, continuity, etc. And there's time-stamped photos and this eyewitness account that proves Rocky's thing was just nothing more than a hoax. Apparently there was a homeless person on the set, and this Rocky person was very agitated and aggressively so to this woman, and Johnny stepped up to defend her and tell him that's not how we act on a set. Beyond even just that, during deposition, Johnny was interviewed about this and finds out that Rocky, the guy in question, was actually, and Johnny finds this, we react to it here, you can watch the thread. Johnny reacts to this sort of surprise because Rocky was aggressive with some other person on the crew 15 minutes prior to the incident with Johnny, proving that this guy was already hot-headed, already in a mood, and was clearly the one causing distress on the set. And Johnny reacts to this sort of surprised, I implore you to go through the details of this case if you are, in fact, curious, because I don't want anyone to say, well, Johnny settled, and so therefore he must have something to hide. No, he just went through a massively long lawsuit that exposed so much personal details that I'm sure he had no interest in actually trying to do. He's done. I wouldn't want to step in a courtroom again anytime soon. I would just want it to go away. As frustrating as it is, I totally get it. And now it's gone away. And the fact that he has agreed shows that this must be just a case of wanting something, wanting some attention, wanting some money, is how I see this for all the evidence I've gone through on Greg Rocky Brooks. He's not seeing this through to court. So therefore, Johnny has agreed, whatever the terms are. Who knows if he even got money? We don't know. It's all under, settlement agreement conditions dismissal of this matter on the satisfactory completion of specified terms that are not to be performed within 45 days of the date of the settlement, reads the filing. Request for dismissal will be filed no later than 1/5/2023. So terms of the deal were not detailed. The case will be reopened if Depp does not complete the terms. We don't know what these entirely terms are. Stay tuned. But there we go. I assume it's just some sort of check is what I guess. Again, assuming, speculation warning on my side. One other thing, so I'll link you to the Brian fella. Just go follow him on Twitter or on YouTube. You can find that in details there. But other good news I wanted to end you on with Andrea Burkhart, who's out there, looks like saying we will get more documents unsealed soon. Strong presumption of openness of civil proceedings, and it's the public's interest to see what evidence was offered and refused under what reasoning. So again, yet another example as to why I don't trust Team Amber and Team Elaine. I'd rather unseal as much as possible. At this point, most of the items that, at least at the hearings, were sealed because we didn't want to have it to taint the jury. But since that's cleared, and for the motion and limiting issues and things, I'm just thinking that. This was Ben Chu talking, and I apologize, Your Honor. And our assumption is once the trial was on, things would not be sealed anymore. The court, correct, and that was my assumption too. But what you started finding things under seal, I was a little confused. Elaine. Yeah, and I'm not sure that was my assumption that everything suddenly becomes unsealed. I think it depends on the circumstance, so I'll go back and look, Your Honor, the court. Well, my intention is to unseal everything. So here is Judge Penny saying, enough, Elaine. No, this was to not taint the jury. The jury has now made the decision. The verdict's in. The case is over. Everything's going to get unsealed. Why does Elaine want to keep things sealed? What is she hiding? More stuff I'm sure we will be uncovering to really prove the truth here even further, because they refuse to accept the truth. They can't handle the truth, is what it really feels like here, and we will find out when. Well, turns out around July 15th is when the judgment is no longer subject to modification. At that point, we'll probably start seeing older stuff showing up on the Fairfax County website, so be sure to stay tuned as more comes to light, and we will keep you updated, and that's why we should make sure you are subscribed. Again, hit that subscribe, hit the bell for alerts, smash the like button, and stay tuned for more content here on Popcorn Planet. We will be live later this afternoon. We'll be talking about this and much more news. I hope you'll tune in and join us, even when we're not talking about Johnny. I appreciate all you guys, though, so much. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you live later this afternoon.